important Modi-Putin summit. It's coming to an end. There's a grand dinner that's being hosted in honor of the president. It's on as of now. But quickly going across to Ambassador Meera Shankar and also to our guests, that is Dr. Sergei Markov, a journalist and former advisor to President Putin, who are joining us at this point, just to get them to outline very clearly. Let's go straight across to understand from them the import of the messaging that's come from the two leaders. Is this a partnership that's looking at the next 2 decades, Ambassador Meera Shankar, and it's way beyond defense? Defense was not even spoken about by these two leaders. It's pharmaceuticals, it's healthcare, it's mobility of labor, it's shipbuilding. There's so much more that this grouping has spoken about, and the FTA with the Eurasian nations. There's a big signaling here, Ambassador.
Yes, I think that
Ambassador Meera Shankar first, please. Yes, please. Yeah.
Yes, I think the most important message is the political messaging that despite the pressure from the United States, India and Russia are not going to dilute this relationship, that it has been a predictable and reliable relationship, and that they are going to take steps to broad base it in future. Because you've seen, that the relationship was strong in areas of defense and certain strategic sectors such as nuclear energy or space, but relatively weak in the economic realm till we began importing energy from Russia in the wake of the Ukraine conflict, after Europe began to cut its energy linkages with Russia. So that boosted trade between the two countries, and that could come under pressure because of US secondary sanctions, as India will maybe, especially the private sector companies, will look at perhaps reducing supplies. So I think the two countries are taking steps to ensure the reliability of trade, to insulate it from international pressure, and to broad base it through a series of administrative and intergovernmental measures.
Indeed.
And these include trading arrangements in local currencies, bank settlement systems. It includes, cooperation in standards and harmonization of phytosanitary issues, so that, food safety. It includes agreement on exchange of customs information. So these are what you would call the building blocks, in a way, for actually broad-basing the relationship, while the traditional areas will also get attention, and where the possibilities as we move down the road are quite high. People mobility, the labor mobility agreement will actually strengthen people-to-people ties also between India and Russia, because again, this is an area where there hasn't been much exchange. It's been a government driven relationship. And if you have this element, it adds heft to the bonds between the two countries. So important political signaling to the US in particular, that their pressure is not going to cause us to actually dilute our relationship with Russia, signaling from Russia that
will only strengthen
Western efforts at isolation of Russia are not succeeding, and that the two countries will try to broad base their relationship so that it is relevant into the future.
Right, Ambassador. You make a very fair point. Dr. Markov, not just a signaling Trump may demit office in 3.5 years. Whoever comes next, this whole tariff bogey will go away. But this vision is for the next 20 years. So irrespective of what happens with the West, this dynamic between Bharat and Russia is only going to become far more solid and far more deeply embedded. Your thoughts, Dr. Markov?
First of all, of course, this will be continuation of the cooperation and friendship between Russia and India. It's, by the way, taking 75 years, and it started after India became independent, and Russia, those time it has named Soviet Union, helped a lot for industrialization of India. And then it was after collapse of Soviet Union, there was some break because Russia had been in problem, but now it's coming again. So it's first. We talk about signals. It's first of all signal to the business of Russia and India. And both leaders thought, look, if you're a businessman, if you're head of corporations, managers, go ahead with Russian-India business trade. We, President and Prime Minister, will help you, and we will create a good condition for doing this. Don't pay too much attention to the Western sanctions against us. Also, it's a signal to the governors, mayors. We are huge countries, and we have cooperation. We can have cooperation on the very different levels. And now I expected that a lot of governors and mayors would like to sign some kind of friendship relationship, and it will be very broad development. Also, it's signal to the Donald Trump. I think, first of all, India is saying, look, Donald Trump, you should take an account that India is great power, independent power. And you will have to understand this. Same, I think it's signal of India to China that not only you, China, but also India have strong cooperation with Russia. And then Russia, of course, sending signal to the Western countries saying your attempt to isolate Russia already collapsed. Forget about this and come to the compromise. Right. As to about next 20 years, what is important? That now we're in a very important period when the world under the Western leadership changing, and another power should be more active, and they should take more responsibility. Such countries like India, Russia, China, Brazil, Saudi Arabia, they should take more responsibility for formation of this world. It's one of the things, I think, which two leaders discussed yesterday on the informal dinner.
Well, true, and it's a small short summary, but we've just got pictures of President Putin also arriving at Rashtrapati Bhavan, and that picture photo op with President Draupadi Murmu before the state banquet or the dinner. Those are the pictures.